Okay. In the name of Lord Jesus Christ, we shall continue to look into 1 Corinthians. So this is Corinthians number 6. So we are at 1 Corinthians class number 6, and we will finish chapter 2 for sure. Okay. All right. So in chapter 2, yesterday we talked about the concept according to Apostle Paul. He talked about spiritual maturity. In the eyes of Apostle Paul, what does it mean that you are spiritually mature? Remember what we said about maturity. Maturity is not determined by your age, because there are people who are old, but at the same time still very immature. Okay? Usually that show in the immaturity showed in inconsideration, inconsiderate. It shows when you are very selfish without thinking about others. Okay? So that has nothing to do with age. That has nothing to do with education. That you can be 60 years old, still extremely immature. Okay? Immature. So as we say, what is maturity? You know when to do what to who. Okay? Do the right thing to the right person at the right time. Okay? That's called maturity. And yesterday, according to Apostle Paul, he mentioned from 3 perspectives that you are able to tell if a person is spiritually mature or not. Okay? If you want to be mature in your spirituality, then from these 3 aspects, it determines if you are, in the eyes of Paul, in the eyes of God, if you are mature in your spirituality. Let's go to chapter 2. Okay? It begins by 2 different methods. Okay? When you work, 2 different methods. One, you are still using human ways. Very emotional, always rely on your ability, thinking that you can handle that by yourself, believe that you are the ruler of your future. Okay? So, number 1, how do you know if you are spiritually mature or not? Number 1 is by what power? Okay? If you always feel that you are the one, you can handle everything on your own, okay? Then I guess, according to Paul, you are still very carnal. Especially when it comes to holy work. That your effort might seem smart and effective, but it might result for nothing. Okay? So in chapter 2, verse 1. On the contrary, if you look at chapter 2, verse 4. Okay. Then here said the demonstration of the Spirit and power. That's chapter 2, verse 4. So then here, the contrary, human way versus God's way. Human strength versus the power of the Spirit. Human ability versus through the power of God. And if you look at 2 Timothy chapter 1, I don't know, 12. Okay. If you turn to 2 Timothy, 2 Timothy chapter 1, this is from Apostle Paul as well. All right, sorry. My bad. This is not the one I had in mind. It's 1 Timothy. 1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 12. And here says, I thank God, I thank Christ Jesus our God, who has enabled me, because he counted me faithful, putting me into the ministry. So then here, the most able, the most talented, the most gifted, the most well-educated Apostle Paul, after serving God for his entire life, he said, it is God who enables me. It's God. It's not my teacher. It's not my IQ. It's not my experience. It's not my family. It's not my background. It's not my network. It is God who enables me. And that's why Paul is a spiritual person, a mature person. Okay? Now let's go on. So the first contrary for spiritual maturity, number one, Paul said, if you rely, you need to rely on the power of the Lord. Then you are spiritually mature. Number two, it goes on to two kinds of wisdom. We mentioned this yesterday, so this is only a quick recap. Verse 6. However, we speak wisdom among those who are mature, yet not the wisdom of this age. Again, we are seeing two different kinds of wisdom. Wisdom of this age. Okay? That's in chapter 2, verse 6. Chapter 2, verse 6. The wisdom of this age. Versus, if you look at chapter 2, verse 7. That this is the hidden wisdom of God, which God ordained before the ages for our glory. Okay? Now, versus the hidden wisdom. Okay? So basically, some people, they only emphasize upon the wisdom of this age. That's what they care about. That's what they talk about. So they only talk about the things of the world. Okay? So things of the world, things of this age, this age, versus the profound, the hidden knowledge that leads you to eternity. Okay? But unfortunately, in our generation, this is what people emphasize upon. This is what people emphasize upon. If you are highly educated, if you have like a double PhD, they think, or you might think, you know everything. However, in the wisdom of God or in the things of the Spirit, when it comes to Spirit, just because you are highly educated in the world, just because you are IQ 165, one of the smartest, you can read the Bible, you can analyze the Bible, you can memorize the Bible, but you still know nothing about the Bible. If God does not reveal, if God does not open your eyes, your so-called wisdom of the world will not get you anywhere. Okay? That's the second thing that we need to keep in mind. So what is the true wisdom that the spiritually mature person shall focus upon? They shall focus upon what is the meaning of life? What is the commission of God in my life? Where am I going after this life? Those are the more immediate questions that you need to ask. Okay? So our entire life, don't get me wrong, Paul never said this is not important. That's not what we are trying to say. Just like earlier, we talked about that there are many things that has meaning in this life. Your career, your academic, all those has meaning and value. Don't get me wrong. Paul was not telling you don't study, okay? Don't work, all right? Don't build a family. Those are useless. Wait, that's last week. Sorry, not for you. I was teaching Ecclesiastes in Ontario. Okay, yeah, I know that something was not very right. Okay, yeah. So because Ecclesiastes, vanity, right? So last week I was like, the whole day is about vanity. So here, true wisdom. For those who are mature, they were seeking for something that's more permanent or something more perpetual, something that lasts forever, go beyond. You all know about the parable of the rich fool, right? The parable of the rich man say, oh, yeah, I have all this money. I will build another storage. And I say to my soul, enjoy. You have so much saved up for you. When the Lord say, tonight, I will take your soul away. Right? So he was known in the Bible as the rich fool. Rich fool. But is he a foolish man? From the standard of the world, he was not. In fact, from the standard of the world, he was a very smart person. He got a business, he makes a lot of money, he was able to foresee the potential problem of his business. So he took into action, he built a bigger storage. Not only that, he knows how to enjoy life. A lot of people, that he is better off than so many people on earth. There are many people in the world, they are unable to make a good living. And there are many people in the world, they are unable to see the potential issue of their future. There are people who are able to see the coming problem, but they cannot come up with solutions. And there are many people on earth, they know how to work hard, but they do not know how to find quality life. Quality. You find so many people, they just keep on making money, saving money, making money, saving money. And they feel good about, I have a lot of saving, I have a lot of investment, I have a lot of house, I have this and that. But at the same time, they live in an extreme frugal. Extremely frugal is a very nice term. In a very in a very cheap way. So there are many people who can afford things, but they never use the money. They are extremely saving. They live to make money. They make money only to look at the money. They don't use it. That's also a problem of many people. But this rich man, not only he know how to make money, but he also know how to enjoy life. The problem is all his wisdom is of this age. Because when he say to his soul, yeah, go, have fun, enjoy, I got everything prepared for you. The only thing he did not realize is that all the money that he prepared of this age cannot fix the problem, cannot fit the hunger of the soul. That's where the problem is. That's called lacking of the wisdom. Lacking of the wisdom to know how to deal with your soul. How to deal with your soul. So you know you have a soul, but do you know how to deal with the soul? You know there's heaven and hell. Do you know how to pave your way to heaven? Nowadays, the young generation, you spend so much effort, so much time trying to look good. Yeah. So you find that there are a lot of when it comes to cosmetic, that's where you make money. You know that in the business world, the easiest way to make money, the easiest person to make money from is either girls for basically cosmetics, makeups, or children, because parents, they pay anything. You know that I was talking to a young couple, and I was like, oh, your stroller is kind of fancy. And then the husband just like, that thing costs more than $1,000. I was like, I guess it's not your idea, huh? Oh yeah, I can't picture, honestly speaking, I cannot picture myself spending $1,000 for a stroller. For that, I would just put the kids in the Stater Brothers pushing car. You know that those baskets that you can just drag and go? I think that works the same, right? So you know what? It's very easy to make money from because we always working very hard, try to look good. After the relocation in July, now I moved to Northern California in the San Jose area. And I Google. I was like, searching Google, looking for low-cost haircut. You have to specify it for men, because for men it's supposed to be low cost, right? For girls it's never low cost. I understand that. They got more hair, right? They got more work to do. I understand that. So I was looking for all the foreign discussion. They're like, oh yeah, there's a very good price one. I look how much? 28. I was like, that's not a good price. 28, 35. So I wait until I come back to South Cal, and I went for the $8 one. I think my hair, the farthest I will go is $8. Why? It grew back anyway. Why would you care? I mean, in my age, the problem is never about hairstyle. The problem is always about if you have hair, okay? So for us, $8, I think that's how far I will go. 20, why? I don't know. Maybe for you, 20 is too low. You always start with somewhere around 30, 35, because you don't pay for it. What? You cut your own hair. I know. Yeah. Thank you. No sidetracking. Yeah. So, yeah. Why? Okay. Oh, no, we are talking about we spend all this effort trying to look good. I know that some of our brother that you putting in now. I think that in this generation, even brother, even men, they start to care. Eyebrow. You know what? That's your choice of life. I don't care. Yeah. But the thing is, what I'm trying to say is, you put so much effort on outside. How about inside? Yeah, you care so much about hair, but the problem is underneath the hair. You knock and there are echoes. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about what if. Okay? So nothing personal. So you think. Yeah. Oh no, so I meant. Okay. So yeah, you know what? How about underneath? You care so much. Oh, my hair. Oh, this. Oh, you must tell this way. You care so much about it. How about underneath? How about here? Okay. We're talking about your EQ. Okay. Not about your IQ. We're talking about how do you know how to behave properly? Your hair always behave properly, but your action never. Okay? How about your spirituality? How is your relationship with God? You know what? I am not saying you should not focus upon how you look. This is fine if you pay attention to this as well. Okay? It is all right if you want to look good. I don't see that as a problem. But if that's the only thing that you focus upon, that outside looks so beauty, inside looks so shabby, right? Outside so healthy, inside is dying. That'll be pretty sad. Then of course you are not spiritually mature. Okay? So number 2, it talk about true wisdom. And number 3, if you continue to chapter 2, verse 13. Now, it talk about 2 kinds of life. Let's go to 14 now. 14. But the natural man does not receive the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness. They are foolishness to him. None can he know them, because they are spiritual. Because they are spiritually. Natural man does not receive the things of the Spirit. It does not receive the Spirit, the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness to him. None can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. Because he who is spiritual judges all things, yet himself is rightly judged by no one. Okay. So now number 3, if you look at here, okay, now you have 2 method, 2 wisdom, and 2 types of life. Okay. One is the so-called natural man. One is called the spiritual man. Okay. And that, you can call it the 2 paths, 2 ways, 2 directions. Okay? The choice of life, the direction of future. So for the natural man, that in here is that they do not receive the things of the Spirit. They only concern the things of the world. Okay? So if you only only focus upon the things of the world that make you the natural man. If you do not pay no attention to something more important, to the things above, then you are spiritually immature. This is your value. This is your value. Your value system, your value judgment, how you use your life, how you use your time. So by making that choice, do you live your life with, abide by the power of the Lord? Do you focus and talk or think only about the things of the world, or you know there's a greater commission? And what is your value determine how you conduct your living. And by making the smart choice, know when to do what for who, then you become spiritually mature. Now we go to chapter 3. In chapter 3, again, let me repeat myself. I don't know, I probably repeat myself a few times already. Let me repeat myself. In NYTS, we do not wait for you to read. You need to read the chapter ahead of time. It's for your benefit. So in chapter 3, let's go to chapter 3. Chapter 3, now, in here, Apostle Paul go on, and now he wants to focus upon servitude. How do you advance yourself? Chapter 1, he point out the problem. Chapter 2, he indicate the choices. Chapter 3, he tells you how do you elevate. How do you elevate yourself? So in chapter 3, if we want to be more advanced in serving the Lord, we want to be spiritually mature, we want to talk about the things above, we know the value of our life, we want to be deemed useful in the eyes of God, then Paul said there are a few things that we need to pay attention. There are a few things that we need to avoid if we want to be a good vessel serving the Lord. Because you have to go back to chapter 1. What was the reason when that Paul wrote the letter? Paul was not telling them to serve. You have to remember the intention. You always have to go back to the intention of the letter. The letter is not because they are lazy. It's not. Paul wrote the letter not because they are lazy, they are slacking off, they love the world. It's not. It's because they do serve. They serve diligently, but with the wrong mentality. So the letter is a correction of mindset. It's not an encouragement to work hard. It's not about, oh, you need to work harder, you are so lazy. It's not. They are actually working pretty hard. Unfortunately, for the wrong motive, with the wrong direction. That's why he wrote the letter. So now in chapter 3 is a correction, telling them that what shall you be careful when you serve. Okay, let's go to chapter 3. Chapter 3, verse 1. Let's go to verse 1. And I, brethren, could not speak to you as a spiritual people, but as a carnal, as the babes in Christ. Verse 2. I fed you with milk and not with solid food, for until now you were not able to receive it. And even now you are still not able, for you are still carnal. For where there are envy, strife, and division among you, and are you not carnal and behaving like mere men? For when one says, I am of Paul, and other, I am of Apollos, are you not carnal? Okay, so it goes back to chapter 1 about the division. So in here, do not be carnal. So again, when it comes to servitude, how do you serve the Lord so that your work can be appreciated with value? Let me tell you, just because you are working in the church doesn't mean that you are doing holy work. Sometimes we use the word holy work too casually. You are doing things in the church, but not necessarily mean that you are doing holy work for God. There are differences. Just because it happened in the church, just because it's assignment from the church, doesn't mean that you are doing holy work. You could be doing carnal work. Depends on your mentality. If serving in the church is about showing off, let other people see, I am smart, I am able, I am talent, I am gift. Come look at me. If that's the way that you serve in a carnal manner, a very carnal manner. Again, let me say that one more time. You do things in the church doesn't mean that it's holy work. It doesn't mean that it's holy work. Holy to the Lord. So only when you do things out of the right mentality, I am serving the Lord with all my heart, we call that holy work. We call that holy work. You can be totally carnal in the church when you are doing church work. You could. And the work will not be appreciated. It serves no value in the eyes of the Lord. And in fact, the more you do, perhaps, the more angry the Lord might be with you. Just for your information. Wrong mentality kills all the value of your effort. So number one, Apostle Paul said, if you still have a lot of division, you have strife, you have envy, you want to show off, you want people to see you, you know that if you are working with a lot of I, it's all about me. I need to be the main character. I need to be the rising sun. I need people to see me. I only do things that people can see. If it's always about I, your servitude is only carnal. I still remember many years ago, one youth. There was a youth that came to me. The youth want me to talk to the church council. The youth is a bit older than you, newly graduated from college, just start working. Okay? And he came to me and said, Pastor, can you talk to the church council? I was like, oh yeah, what? About what? He said that, can you help them to realize? Can you talk to the council so that they can understand that my gift is in front of people? Yeah, I mean, in my entire life, this is the first time and the only time I have a youth that came up to me. I was like, what do you mean? He said that, can you tell the council that my gift is in front? Like in front of the people, not behind the curtain. Okay? So they are okay to put me down for like in front, right? In front of him leading, interpretation. Like he said that my gift is in front of the congregation. I don't know what church assigned him. I did not know. I did not go check. Like, why? Why did he come to me for that? Like, what did the church assign him to do? I didn't know. But the only thing I know is after he talked to me, I did talk to the council. I did. Usually, I don't do that. Usually, I don't involve myself into administration. This is an exception. So this time, after he talked to me, I gave a direct, I involved myself in schedule arrangement. I told the council, start from next schedule, put him down to clean the toilet. Go clean the bathroom. Go wash the toilet. He told me that, no, my gift is in front so people can see. That's God-given gift. No. I told the council, put him down for washing toilet. If he cannot do that, he cannot do this. That's how I feel. That's how I believe. If you are unable to humbly accept whatever the church asks of you, whatever the church needs of you, meanwhile you say, oh, you know what, my gift, I need to be seen. It's better for you not to serve for your own good. For your own good. So for a youth, you will be assigned in the church for different work. Remember one thing. According to Jesus, if you are not faithful in small things, what makes you think that people will trust you with some more important thing? If you cannot be faithful in small matters, who will trust you with something more important? No. So number one, here says that when you serve, if you focus upon I need to be seen, follow me, I am better than the other guy. If you have a lot of this envy, strife, and division, then your servitude amounts for nothing. Okay, so number one, Paul said, do not be carnal. And number two, if you go on to verse 5. If you go on to verse 5, this is in chapter 3, verse 3. Okay? In chapter 3, verse 3, and in chapter 3, verse 5, who then is Paul, and who is Apollos, but ministers through whom you believe, as the Lord gave to each one. I plant, Apollo waters, but God gave the increase. Okay? So this is the second thing that you need to remember. You need to remember in your servitude. This is how you enhance. This is how your servitude can be remembered by God. Okay? So number one, serving God is not about you. It's not your stage. This is not your performance stage. Church is not a place to fulfill your ambition. Okay? So this is number one. And number two, only God gives the growth, gives the increase. This is the second thing that we need to remember. In here, Apostle Paul said, who is Apollo? This statement can go really wrong if you only state it there. Meaning, now they say, oh, I follow Paul, I follow Apollo, I follow Peter. And if you were Paul, when you heard this, you say, who is this Apollo? If you ended there, who is Apollo? A newbie. What does he know? Do you know how many times God showed vision to me? Do you know how many people I bring to church? If he only say, who is Apollo? The meaning of the statement would be totally different. But he said, who is Apollo? Nobody. Who is Paul? Nobody. Nobody. So when you consider yourself nobody, this is when God elevates you and make you somebody. We all know about John the Baptist, right? The Bible told us, Jesus Christ told us that no man born from the womb of woman is greater than John the Baptist. John the Baptist is the greatest. Why? Why? Because when people say, oh, John the Baptist, are you Messiah? John says, no, I am not. Are you the prophet prophesied by Moses? Oh, me, I am not. Then they say, then who are you? John says, I am nobody. John said that I'm only a whisper in the desert. You shall hear my words, but you don't need to see. You don't need to who I am. You don't need to know who I am. When you are able to humbly serve the Lord, then God will elevate you to be the greatest. Remember, we serve so that we are able to be honored by God. We serve not to earn applause, not to earn glory from men, like the Pharisees. That's why Jesus said, when Jesus said about the Pharisees, Jesus said when Pharisees do things, they like people to, oh, you're so good, you're number one. Jesus said that they receive their reward already. So if you work so that you can receive a lot of applause, then all your work counts for nothing in heaven. Okay? You have to remember that. But of course, if people want to applaud you, like after you finish teaching RE, after you finish doing holy work, and people say, oh, you did a good job, don't snap on them. Okay? Suddenly you just get angry. Stop talking about that. Are you trying to take my reward away from heaven? You get away from me. Don't. As long as you are not the one seeking for it, you cannot stop people. You cannot stop people. Sometimes we get off the pulpit. Some people say, oh, Pastor, it's a great sermon. It really moved me. Some people say, oh, no, I learned nothing from your sermon. So we hear both positive and negative. We hear whatever. But we do not allow that to get to us. If it moves you, thank God. If it doesn't move you, I will try harder next time. Yeah, I will just have some self-exam. Maybe I should try harder next time. I should pray more. But we do not let that get. So I never ask for your appreciation. I never ask for your praise. So if you work and people praise you, that's their choice. That's their choice. As long as you are not the one voluntarily seeking for it. I never ask for it. You can feel any way you want to feel. You can say whatever you want to say. That's your right. But I shall not allow that to get to me. For I know whom I have served. I know I did everything I serve because I am here to serve the Lord. That's called spiritually mature. Okay? All right, let's continue in the afternoon. Let's all kneel down and pray.